Before we start the discussion, I just want to say I love both of these characters. I believe both Jango Fett and Cad Bane are powerhouses that deserve to be respected. That being said, I'm going to present arguments for both sides, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to say who I believe would win this fight. Before his inevitable demise, Jango Fett was the greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy. He was a man trained in the ways of a Mandalorian warrior, and a threat to all, even Jedi. When it comes to non-Force users, Jango Fett has one of the most favorable matchups against Jedi, being able to defeat multiple Jedi Knights and even going toe-to-toe with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Jango Fett is also the man responsible for the death of everyone's favorite dinosaur, Coleman Trebor. Jango Fett is great at utilizing the speed he gains from his jetpack. If Jango has any advantage in this battle, it would be his jetpack and the way he uses it to take advantage of his terrain. But this could also be a double-edged sword, as I believe Jango's biggest weakness is his over-reliance on his jetpack. I don't think it would be that much of an effect in this fight though, because I think Jango's strength advantage would give him a certain pillow to fall back on if the fight was grounded. While Jango is more of a brute force kind of guy, Cad Bane is more of a technique fighter. Though I believe due to his Mandalorian training, in a one-on-one on-ground brawl, Jango Fett would take the cake. And Jango should have all the technique and more of Cad Bane, especially when you consider Cad is not a traditional warrior. Cad's biggest advantage in this fight is that he has such an impressive toolkit, but don't forget, Jango Fett also is a Swiss Army knife of a man, and Jango's offense would be even harder for Cad Bane to take considering he doesn't have armor like the Mandalorian warrior does. Cad Bane's outfit does have some protective ability, but it's nothing compared to Mandalorian armor, and I can definitely see Jango getting one or two really good lucky shots in and winning the fight. Finally, I'd like to bring up that Cad Bane doesn't have any specific way to counter Jango unless you give him prep time. Cad Bane is like an evil Star Wars Batman. I guess the better reference would be Bane himself. I mention this because Cad Bane is a genius who has completely mastered the art of bounty hunting. This is important because Cad Bane knows Jango way better than Jango knows Bane. Bane can straight up calculate fights while he's in them. And while physically no match for, say, Boba Fett or Jango, he can still tussle and outmaneuver with superhumans. I think it's unlikely that Cad Bane would figure out some metaphorical chink in Jango's armor, but I don't think it's impossible. Bane has an even better mind for hunting than Jango, and inside of that monstrous mind, he has an awesome toolkit that he knows how to use perfectly. I don't think I could even name all of Bane's weapons if I tried, but he seems to have something for every situation, and consistently figures out ways around opponents who have him beat. Now, my personal opinion on this debate is that Cad Bane would win. Cad Bane quickly took the mantle of greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy after Jango's death, and for good reason. I simply think that Cad would win because he scales above Jango. While Jango Fett did go toe-to-toe with Obi-Wan Kenobi, Cad Bane was basically beating an Obi-Wan Kenobi who was even stronger and had assistance from Quinlan Vos. Though I think Quinlan Vos and Obi-Wan got in each other's way, you can't deny how impressive it was that Cad Bane basically beat Quinlan and Obi-Wan. I also believe Cad Bane would simply find a way to outsmart Jango Fett, but I'll leave it up to you guys in the comments. Bye!